Hey guys, it's Paradise, and here's a quick guide on how to get Devonia's hammer, which is an awesome faith-based weapon with heavy hitting attacks. This colossal weapon allows you to pound your foes with holy damage with the unique skill Devonia's Vortex. So drop a like and let us know in the comments if we help you out with this guide. To grab this, you will need to progress until the ancient ruins of Rao, which is just after the Shadowkeep section of the game. So in this video, we're going to be showing you how to get there from the first floor site of Grace in the Shadowkeep. We're going to be heading to this water area in the ancient ruins, which is where you need to fight against Devonia. So by following this route, you'll get there in no time, as the ancient ruins of Rao can be super confusing to navigate on your own. So from the Grace Point, loop around in the westwards direction to get to the elevator. It's basically the left-hand side from the Grace Point. If you've already used the elevator, you'll need to pull the lever to bring it back up, but if it's your first time here, the elevator should be there for you. So stand on the button in the middle and start making your way down. It's quite a run to get to where we're needing to go, but the boss itself is just out in the world. So once you reach the bottom of the elevator, take an immediate right. You can take a left and jump down as we did to speed it up. Run through the area with all of the creepy pots, and then you want to take a right or a left here. They will both lead the same way. Loop around into the big open doorway, and you'll get to our first Grace Point, which is basically just before crossing the bridge that leads into the next zone. So run forwards and then mount up. Once you're on the big long bridge, there'll be a bunch of bats and a mage at the end. You can fight them if you want, or you could just run through on your horse. You don't have to fight anything here, but obviously you do you if you want to clear everywhere out on the way. You'll see the red mage up ahead. This guy drops a really cool looking incantation, but it's not that great from my testing, so it's up to you if you want to kill him and claim it now or come back later. Once you get to the end of the bridge, loop up the stairway and go on the next elevator, and this is taking us higher and higher as we come into the Rao Ruins area. So grab our checkpoint, our Grace Point, and now we can make a run through this part of the map to actually get to the boss fight. But now you've made it to the Rao Ruins, it's time to actually get to the boss itself. So come out into the Rao Ruins, head right, and follow the somewhat linear path along the water and under the roots until we get into a sort of, I don't know if it's a ruins or it's not really a cave, it's some kind of ruin area. Head inside and you'll see a glowing pot enemy. And this enemy will actually drop a Spirit Ash to power up your mount and your summons, so take him out if you want to. Otherwise, follow inside and open up this big door. If you have already opened it, just keep riding forwards. If you haven't, obviously go and interact with it to open it. But then you want to head down and loop around the left of this lower area, and eventually you'll come into a room with a bunch of columns and another door to open with some torches next to it. So open up this door with the torches next to it. Again, you can kill the pot enemies if you want. They do have some loot to pick up. It's entirely up to you and how much you want to rush through this area. But once that door is open, follow the more linear path until you see a hole with a bounce pad. Drop down, head west, and then loop around to the left and left again until you ride forwards and you see some daylight. And just in this zone will be the boss, but there's actually a Grace Point really nearby. Just in case you die, you don't have to do the whole run again. So that's the boss there, but otherwise run past, grab the Grace Point next to this footstep of Mikola, which will also have a nice fragment for us to power you up. And you can see the boss just down in the distance, but grab that Grace Point if you don't have it, because this will make the fight so much easier just in case you do actually die. But as you can see from this Grace Point just to the northwest, the boss is standing there on some rocks, and this is the guy that will drop the weapon. Once you get here, you will need to face off against Devonia, which is a pretty fun fight. Just watch out for the slam attacks and the delayed roll catching attacks that they try to bait you with, and you should be okay to take them down. If you are able to defeat them, you'll earn yourself the hammer and helmet, which both look awesome. It's good to note that the helmet also increases aspect of Crucible incantations, making it a nice bonus to grab while you're getting this. Devonia's hammer is a triple scaling weapon with C in strength, E in dex, and D in faith, with a 30 strength, 13 dex, and 19 faith requirement. This mostly scales off strength though, which at plus 10 gives B in strength scaling, so this is one for the strength and faith fans out there. The unique attack is where it gets really cool though, and it's like a returning skill from the base game, but this time attached to a heavy hitting colossal weapon. The description of the skill says, Devonia's Vortex, using the power of the Crucible Vortex to violently spin the hammer around and slam the ground, causing a shockwave. This can also be charged to increase its power. We've been testing this hammer and have actually found that the charge on the skill does take a little while if you want to get the full charge. So in some cases, it's actually more worthwhile to do a shorter charge and release it, as the damage difference isn't that massive between a shorter charge and a fully charged attack. This also allows you to capitalize on shorter windows to get some damage out. The skill does also give you some hyper armor, but you won't withstand everything thrown your way while charging it. We personally really like this weapon, it's a very fun one and the ability is pretty cool. However, some people have said they feel like it should be more powerful, so hopefully this comes in an update. But if you're looking for other options for big faith weapons, then you can try out the Black Steel Great Hammer with flame scaling. So what do you think of this one? Have you tried it out for yourself, and what was your takeaway? Drop a like if we've helped you out, and stay subscribed because we have loads more Elden Ring coming your way very, very soon.